Thanksgiving Day is an old tradition in the United States that long predates the Republic. Earlier generations of historians trace the first American Thanksgiving to Plymouth in 1621. However, the real first Thanksgiving as we know it that happened inside the modern-day United States was in 1565 in Spanish Florida. In a story very similar to New England's first Thanksgiving, in Spanish America's first Thanksgiving, Pedro Agustin held a thank you banquet for members of the Timucua Nation in modern-day St. Augustine. Over 2 centuries later, President George Washington declared Thanksgiving Day a national holiday in November 1789. However, it wasn't a law passed by Congress, it was just the president saying, hey, if you're cool, you're gonna do this. And only a few states actually did it. Thanksgiving did get a revival during the Civil War, but as far as the Wild West is concerned, just like with a lot of other Civil War history, the roots date back to the Mexican War. The East Coast's connection to the Mexican War was people. Grant, Sherman, Lee, Jeff Davis, and a long list of other Civil War titans fought in the Mexican War. But in the American Southwest, from Texas to California, the connections to the Mexican War go much deeper. Not just with people, the white Americans, Native Americans, and ethnic Mexicans who fought in the war, but also the land where key battles and events took place, like the Bear Flag Revolt in Sonoma, the Siege of Los Angeles, and the Treaty of Cahuenga. California became a U.S. territory in 1847, and 3 years later became a state in the Union. To celebrate California's speedy path to statehood, Governor Peter Burnett declared November 30th, 1850 as California's first Thanksgiving Day. The modern version of Thanksgiving predates the Civil War by a solid decade. Oddly enough though, November 30th, 1850 was a Saturday. The Daily Alta Californian commented, "Governor Burnett has appointed an unusual day for its observance this year. Thursday by long custom has attained a prescriptive right to the honor, but perhaps His Excellency was not well posted up on this matter or chose not to be so." But people did celebrate. In Sacramento, the Sons of New England hosted a large banquet with 40 different dishes to sample, and people toasted the youngest but not the weakest child of the Union. In San Francisco, local celebrity Reverend Charles Farley held a Thanksgiving Day sermon for a large audience at the First Unitarian Church. Across the Bay Area, and down in Los Angeles and San Diego, the ethnic Mexican Californios adapted well to the Thanksgiving holiday, since they'd already been having Thanksgiving dinners on the days of the local patron saint. Then we get to Thanksgiving during the war between the states. On the home front in 1861, the San Joaquin Republican announced 4 different churches in Stockton, California, offering a morning sermon on Thanksgiving Day. However, when the California Volunteers deployed to other states and territories, they brought this state holiday with them. Sergeant George Hand of the 1st California Infantry, which captured Tucson from the Confederates in May 1862, wrote about the holiday in his diary. On November 27th, the California soldiers in Arizona broke off into smaller groups or mingled with locals to have Thanksgiving dinner. Later that evening, the California Volunteers held a ball in Tucson for all citizens to attend, where there was champagne and dancing. Soldiers were required to retire at taps, but whether all of them did or not is another story. Then the following year, on October 3rd, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed the 4th Thursday of November to be the National Day of Thanksgiving. That's when Thanksgiving as we know it became a national tradition. Sarah Josepha Hale had actually been lobbying the federal government for 30 years to make it a national holiday. In 1863, with the costly Union victories at Vicksburg and Gettysburg adding symbolic weight, Lincoln decided it was appropriate to have a national day to give thanks. Since the war between the states and territories, Thanksgiving Day and the feast it's known for continue to be a tradition celebrated by all ethnicities in all states. 159 years after Lincoln's proclamation, most of the country gathers to eat turkey and a list of traditional side dishes like stuffing, cranberry sauce, and candied yams on the 4th Thursday every November. Thank you for watching the Civil War, Wild West Edition. If you want to know more about Sergeant George Hand, check out this channel's video, 5 Wild West Civil War Diaries. Have a great day, folks. Whether you're with your family or friends, or you're working today, have a happy Thanksgiving, and be safe on the road tonight.